Good morning, everybody. How are you? The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon. Good morning, sir.
Shut up, for sake. Jesus.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the show, Rise Up Show with me, your host, Danny Wallace. I hope you are feeling good. I'm feeling fired up and ready to go this week. I've got the remnants of my tan. I had a shower. The remnants of my tan from the festivities of last week. I still see them like got bits of tan going in. I feel like I need a good scrub, even though I have had a series of showers since coming back from last week's shenaniganery. Is probably the best way that I can describe it. My gosh, last week was a biggie up in here. How was it for you lot? How did you get on? This get a wash. I will, I promise. I have done already. It's just under this light, I just realised, oh my gosh, we've still got quite a bit of tan going on. So, right, let's get into it. A series of showers with custard creams. Oh my goodness, the jokes. So, last week, I'm going to chat to you. I'm going to put my makeup on ready for the week. But I want from you lot, whilst you're watching along, get in the comments. I want you to set me your intentions for the week ahead. What are your goals? What's going to make this week an absolute win for you? Because that's what we do on a Monday. We get together and we share what is going to make this coming week a win. Now, last week, if you remember, I raised the stakes a little bit. I look super happy for a Monday morning. I'm happy I'm happy getting up and breathing. I'm glad I'm alive. Carla Wiggins, I am made up. So yeah, I am happy for a Monday morning because I am still floating on a cloud from last week. It was amazing for lots of different reasons. I'll fill you in when I put my makeup on, but I want to know from you lot, what are your intentions for this week? So last week I raised the stakes and had a little bit of a challenge with myself. Some of you got involved with it as well. I set myself a target and I fell just shy of it. So the challenge was, if I was to smash my targets, then I was going to get my hair extensions redone because I've been putting it off for ages. And that's a nice little treat. And if I failed, then I would get my mate's guitar tattooed on my arm. And that is what happened. Have you moved since I last spoke to you last night or slept in a chair? I was working on some bits and pieces into the evening. I have been to sleep. I actually have had a really good night's sleep. And I've been up and at it early this morning with the kids. But yeah, me and Amy were working on some stuff together last night. And I was kind of just sat here. Although I'm not drinking wine this morning. I'm drinking a McDonald's coffee. The McDonald's coffee is actually proper nice coffee. Watch out, y'all. My team in particular, I know some of my team are watching this morning. I'm caffeinating today. Not because I feel like I need to, but I really fancied a McDonald's coffee. So yes, I went and took the forfeit, although I'm not too sad about it because it looks pretty cool. So if you've seen on my stories that I actually got it done, it's here. There it is on the inside of my arm, but it looks cool. I'm happy. Good morning, Jordan. I'm caffeinated too. Let's go create madness. This is exactly what we're going to do today. I'm very excited. McDonald's coffee does hit differently. I don't know why. So, Amy Blaney, your intentions this week. My intention is to shout loud and proud about my membership. Went just over target. Amazing. Well done. Went just over target last week. Had 6 people. Remember, you said you wanted 5 people. You got 6. That's phenomenal. Congratulations for hitting those targets. Carbohydrating and caffeinating will see you right. Yeah, I'm not hungover. I just fancied a coffee, but I was having a drink of wine out of a goblet last night. So my sister-in-law got me these. Look at the size. I think it's actually a gin balloon. I think it's a gin glass. But that's what the wine got poured in, because it all went in. It all got drunk. That was very productive, so it's fine. You love the tat. Oh, thank you. I do too, actually. Breathing is what Jojo Smith is doing. Happy heading for a book ball sellout, so get your blooming tickets. I'm caffeinated and carbohydrated. So if you don't know, Jojo Smith from Creative Sass, so she's our creative director for Be Inspired. She's one of my best friends. If you haven't got her in your life, you need her. She is everybody's fairy godmother. And branding creative extraordinaire. Like, you need to get her in your life just for the joy of her. But her book is being released this month, so it's out on the 14th of February, but we're having a celebration, or she's having a celebration, I'm going along to it, the book ball. So she's actually having a ball for a book launch, which I'm so excited about. I know we've got a planning meeting today about it today. I know some of the surprises that Jojo is planning as a part of that evening. It is going to be incredible. You will be silly to miss it. If you know Jojo, or you need some positivity in your life, you want to get along to that book ball and enjoy it yourselves. I am so excited to be a part of it. But get your tickets. Get your tickets to the book ball. February 14th, if Stephen doesn't show it first. I think this is Alex Lynham. Next stop, Beyond the Binary Tattoo Challenge, right? So what's happened now is people can see I've got bits and pieces left on my arm. We're in this sort of space filling mood for the rest of my arms. So if any of my friends, any of you watching along, are wanting to hang out and get a tattoo, let me know. I am down. Little tattoo challenge going on. I know one of my friends, Lucy Dixon, she's due some more tattoos, so we're just arranging for a tattoo mates date. I'm up for tattoo mates dates. Always. I've got lots of space left, and I would love to make some memories with you guys. So if anyone's up for that, let me know. I'm down. Sloan, it sounds amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing. It's going to be gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Looking forward to It's Mental live at Bolton Arena on Friday. You're exhibiting, Jordan. I will see you there. So let's recap on last week. It was a lot. It was amazing. So where do I start? So I set the challenge at the beginning of the week, and actually I did more, even though I fell behind, like I fell short of target. I did more doing that run than I did not doing the run, than I would have done not doing the run. So actually setting myself that little challenge, I was running harder than I would have ordinarily, which meant that we did more. As a business, we did more. So that was really cool. And the team stepped up with me as well. So we pulled in some great stuff last week. What else? So Wednesday, I went for a really lovely dinner in Manchester with, I can't tell you much about it because I'm not allowed, but it was very interesting. I went along with my incredible friend and our wonderful partner for the Fly Anyway Foundation. I need to put my makeup on. What am I doing? I need to be productive while I'm talking to you. Otherwise, we're just catching up. So our wonderful partner for the Fly Anyway Foundation, Sam White, who is the CEO of Stella UK and also Stella Australia, which is an insurance company who are absolutely wonderful. And we are building a partnership whereby they are helping us build and grow the Fly Anyway Foundation and help people directly on the floor. So helping our business builders to build the businesses. They're really they're being incredible, and they're opening up a lot of doors for us. So it was really beautiful to be able to go and, have dinner and go and have that meeting on Wednesday. It was very nice. It was very, very lovely, the meeting. And where we went to the most beautiful restaurant, which was gorgeous. That was that. Can't tell you too much about it. So that's that. The next day, however, I can tell you lots about. So I'm really, really blessed, honoured to be friends with a fantastic company called Ideas Forum. They are the people that run the Great British Entrepreneur Awards. They are the people that run the National Startup Awards, and also the Great British Women in Business Awards, the Great British Businesswoman Awards, which I had the honor of hosting. So we'll be doing lots more work together in the not too distant and the distant future with Francesca James and her phenomenal team over at Ideas Forums. and the Great British Entrepreneurial Awards and all sorts. There's lots of stuff going on. You'll be seeing lots more of us collaborating with them. And you'll also get to see me speak if you're going to Ideas Fest. So Ideas Fest is one of my favourite dates in the diary. It's on the 4th and the 5th of July this time in, I think, Colchester, I think. Go and check it out, Ideas Fest. You will see some of the best business speakers that you will get an opportunity to, like, if you think about, if we're creating opportunities, the roster of speakers that they have, seeing those at the same event is insane. The fact that you're going to be able to do that, and me as well, you're going to get to see me. I'm going to be speaking and doing some bibs and bobs whilst I'm there. And I would love to see as many of you there as possible. Last week, we also had Andrew and Pete, producers of the event Atomicon, take over in the IATQB Hive to tell you more about Atomicon, more about what it is that they do. And they were dropping some absolute gold into the Hive for you last week. So I just want to say a huge thank you to Andrew and Pete for coming in and sharing some of those fantastic trainings, even some one-to-one time. Pete set up a Zoom and sat with some of you and answered your marketing questions and did some live one-to-one, which was just absolutely phenomenal. So huge thank you to Andrew and Pete for the takeover last week. I know those of you that got involved got loads from it. All of the trainings from last week, all of the lives and what have you are in our pinned and featured posts in the IATQB Hive. So please do go and check them out. Particularly check out one of my favorite professional speakers, Drew Davis. I think it was on Monday's one. It's one of my favorite talks. The guy creates absolute magic on stage. You see a real professional speaker at work. For those of you that want, inspiration, go and check that out, because it was absolutely fantastic. So that was Andrew and Pete. So yeah, the Great British Business Women Awards. So I was in my finery. I got my dress, the £12.50 dress from the Boohoo, but it looked and I felt $1 million. So I went and got my hair done by a celebrity stylist at Steve Diligence, which is based in London, just out of Notting Hill. I felt very flash. I'll be honest with you. I had a bit of a pinch me moment on Wednesday last week. On Thursday last week. And I was like, I get to do this. This is my job. And I think that the really important thing, and the important thing for me to remember, I guess, is that I'm a public speaking coach. My job is to help people take up space and create more impact, influence, income by utilizing their mission and their business messaging, right? Getting them to articulate it. And what I get to do is that as a job as well. So, having these hosting gigs, being a speaker, I'm out there on the floor doing the job as well as teaching the job. You get some people who, they do something for a long time and then move into teaching it and they stop doing it. It is never, ever, ever my intention to not be getting up on that stage and speaking, and not ever be getting up on that stage and, orchestrating events and providing that energy. And it was such an honor to be, being the conduit for an event with the likes of, the winners were people like Amazon or Experian or Puma or, as well as startups. So huge shout out to Jess Roper, who is a member of our community and has been for a long time, who is actually in the finalist, in the shortlist, which was wonderful for the Women in Sports Award. So huge congratulations to our Jess for being in that lineup, because that was a pretty esteemed situation. That shortlist was phenomenal. So yeah, for me to be on that stage, trusted by an event producer as big as Ideas Forums, was beautiful, but also a reminder that still on the floor doing the thing, y'all. Like I'm sharpening up my tools all the time so that I can bring the very, very best of ideas and put myself in the place of my speakers as much as I possibly can. I think that's something that I'm giving to the space, right? Is that I'm still doing the do. I'm still making sure I'm not just going out there speaking about speaking. I'm doing speaking. I am hosting. I'm keeping those tools nice and sharp. Joyous jobs, Jojo, exactly what it is. So that was Thursday. Friday was something a little bit different altogether. Friday, I can't stop smiling when I think about Friday. I went to a rave. you lot. I went to a rave, and never in a million years had I entertained going to a rave. So, Stephen Bartlett, those of you know, he's like the newest dragon in Dragon's Den. He's also the creator of the podcast Diary of a CEO, of which I'm a fan. He has some of the most phenomenal people that he interviews on there. The Diary of a CEO is he questions CEOs and interviews them about actually what matters in business. What is their story behind business? What has made them successful? And I absolutely adore that. And he was celebrating 1 million subscribers on Instagram. So to celebrate, and he has this huge community, has this huge Telegram community, if you're on his email list or whatever. Anyway, he'd put out there that he was going to put a rave on to celebrate 1 million subscribers, and there's 2,000 tickets. Once they're gone, la la la. So the Troxy, it's on Friday, the Friday just gone. And I was like, I'm going. And not only am I going, I'm going to go and I'm going to see if I can take some of my best friends and new friends along and go and network and dance and enjoy myself. But I didn't know what to expect. I've never been to a rave. Now, that might shock some of you. Some of you might go, Danny, come on, you've never been to a rave. You have to remember that from when I was 16 to when I was 22, 23, when I got pregnant, I was abroad singing. I was having to look after my voice, if you will. I was having to I was part of the entertainment when people went out. So by the time I finished, I didn't want to go out afterwards. I was tired. I was tired from being so switched on and tired from being in entertainment. I didn't end up going to a lot of like dances or raves or things like that. I just didn't. I went out, don't get me wrong, went to nightclubs. And when I was 18, 19, 20, I'd go to impressive. It was like Tokyo Joe's, it was called. It's burnt down now. I was really sad it burnt down earlier this year. But I was that girl that would just go out and dance. So it was never a rave. I just used to go to nightclubs when nightclubs used to shut at 2:00 in the morning, right? But I always remember being that girl that was the first on the dance floor and the last to leave the dance floor. And I wasn't there for any other reason than dancing. And Friday brought me back to that. We were the first on the dance floor. I think we might have been one of the last to leave. We ended up kind of setting up ourselves a space up at the top in the Troxy where there wasn't anybody. So I wasn't kind of fighting against any crowd because that makes me feel a little bit funny now. I don't like being in the middle of a crowd. But I had space to dance. There was no one in front of me, no one watching me. And I was just hands in the air, living my life. And it was brilliant. And it was brilliant to do that with safe people who weren't arseholes, who weren't too drunk. You know, everyone was just like nicely fluffy. If they were just a bit tipsy, it was safe. There was no argy-bargy. There was no fighting. It was just nice. And Friday just brought me back to, I just want to do a little bit more of that. I always feel guilty when I do that. I think it comes from when, you know, the kids were young and, you know, my family are very much like, you know, you've chose to have kids, you know, you've got to be at home with the kids. But I'm sure I can create space where I could do that even if it was once a month or, you know, once a quarter. Me too, Charlotte Pemberton saying, I didn't get to go to the 90s night and was so hoping I would get to the next one. The rave sounds amazing. It was so good. It was so good. I think when you say the word rave, you kind of think like CD underground, like lots of drugs and all of that sort of stuff. It wasn't that. It was like some of the best DJs, world-class DJs, really diverse DJs as well. So there was a guy called Joy Anonymous, DJ Easy. I don't know any of these people. I was like, Sam Squires from Curious Entrepreneurs came with us. And he's only 22. He's 22, but he's very sage. And he's very, very wise. And he's amazing. You guys are going to meet him at Be Inspired. But he came with us. There's me and Jojo and Amy Bates from the Beauty Rebellion and Francesca James and our friend Alex came and joined us as well. And Sam was like translating for us. It was like his aunties taking him out. I was like, do I need to know who this guy is? Like, is this guy famous? Like, no, this one's famous, Dan. But it was so good. It was so good. I've always had that view of raves. Yeah, Charlotte, that it feels a bit like seedy or a bit, but it wasn't like that. But I don't know if it's just because that particular crowd aren't like that. You know, they were all there to enjoy themselves. They were there. It was like smiley, happy people. It was not like a hardcore rave. It was just a dead good night of dancing with some dead good DJs, and it filled my cup up so much that I am floating into this week. Absolutely floating into this week. I have not felt that singularly happy in a long time now. You know, my default setting is excited, and my default setting is gratefulness and gratitude and, you know, joy in the work that I do. But you know, that kind of lose yourself kind of joy. I don't know if, do you get what I mean? Let me know in the comments if you get what I mean. The kind of joy where you're almost on the outside of yourself and nothing else matters. I can see now why people who do go to things like raves say that it feels, well, it's going to feel weird, like a bit of a spiritual experience, like kind of going to church. And for me, like, Be Inspired is a bit like that. Not going to church, if you will, but it's, if you think about the joy that you get to express when you're connected to yourself, or you're feeling quite spiritual, or you've done, you know, you're really grateful for something, or you're just feeling that really, really deep joy. That was that. I've never been to a rave, but associate that feeling with music. With the music I can't stand. Yeah, totally. You get it, Jordan. Jojo, reflection, attitude, vitality, energy. That was my rave experience. I love it. I love that you'd have a handy acronym. Be Inspired is exactly that. Yeah, but instead of it being, it's like a gratitude rave, right? A learning rave. And that's how it's growing now. You know, for those of you that's seen videos of Be Inspired, that it does feel in those moments of music and joy, it's like a roller coaster ride the whole way through. So you'll have, like, 1 minute, you know, we're talking about mental health, the next minute we're talking about sales, the next we're up and dancing and enjoying ourselves, and then we're having a drink together, and then we're eating. It's just that kind of where you experience those moments where you go, I get to do this. This is what I get to do. No, I don't have to do this. I don't, you know, a lot of us think about work as something that we have to do, or I have to work. And every day, and particularly at Be Inspired, I have to look around me and go, God, look what I get to do. Look what I get to do with my incredible community. Look what my community get to do with me. Look what we get to do together. And that was like that feeling on Friday that, my God, look what I get to do. This is insane. And I just felt really, really lucky to do that with people, and get to set that kind of feeling up for people as well. And that's that energy. That's the energy that I'm going into this week with, this grateful joy feeling, this real gratitude for the people that I'm surrounding myself with, gratitude for you guys, gratitude for my inner circle, gratitude for my outer circle, just everyone. I think for those of you that sometimes feel like, am I surrounded by the right things? Intentionally curate your circle, because you will look to the left and the right of you and go, yeah, I'm okay here. Don't entertain drama. Don't entertain backstabbing. Don't entertain gossip. You are too busy to go and do all those, to engage with that. Is going to take up bandwidth. Whereas if you're engaging in joy and incredible conversations and moving the needle with and for each other all the time, what dreams may come, what exciting things we get to create, what joyful moments we get to have. And this, for fear of it sounding a bit like going to church this morning, can you tell? I'm only a couple of mouthfuls of coffee in. But that, I want to bottle that feeling and bring that feeling to each and every one of you that are coming to Be Inspired. For anybody that doesn't know about Be Inspired, it's a 2-day festival of business and self-development. We talk about everything. It's like a series of TED Talks throughout the course of the 2 days. We have my graduates of the Be Inspired program, who are absolutely nailing this lineup, absolutely nailing the value aspect of what they're bringing to you. You are going to need your notebooks. You are going to take away gold from these incredible human beings who I have the honor to work with this time, people that I am a fan of, who I get to work with this time. It's just incredible, really. Our VIP speakers, we've got Andrew and Pete. We've announced now that Queen Mojo is coming back and making a return to Be Inspired, and a few more surprises along the way. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So it's like a series of TED Talks, and TED is technology, education, and design. For us, it's conversations that matter. It's the D&I conversations, it's the inclusivity conversations, it's the sales conversations, it's the marketing conversations, it's the mental health conversations, it's the mindset conversations, it's the relationship conversations. We bring all of that together because life is business and business is life, right? Especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're in this space, the whole thing spills into the whole thing, right? So having a space where you can reflect and plan and learn and network and love and dance and feel that joy all in one go creates those magic moments. It's like you're a battery, right? So you can tell that the battery of Danny has been plugged in last week, and I am full power heading up into this week because I've done things that have really filled my cup up. I've learned, I've worked within my joy space, I've networked with people and had good conversations, and all of this fills that energy bucket all the way up. I've seen other people that are running alongside me. I've seen people that are a little bit further behind than I am in my journey and help bring them along. Everything that I get to do fills that battery up. And something like Be Inspired is exactly that. You go in to plug in at that event to get those energy levels up, ready to go out and run for the next 6 months as we hurtle towards the next one. So lots of experiences for us to have this year. Make sure you get your tickets. Prices are going to go up on the 31st. So you've got till midnight on the 31st to get, if you get a table, you can split the payment into two. Get a table, get 9 of your friends together and come and have that experience together. I tell you what made Friday was going with my friends, was going with the people, and not just friends that, you know, you have friends who you're connected with, friends that are running with you, friends that get it, friends that, there's no drama attached to any conversation. It's all about moving the needle forward for each other emotionally, from a business perspective, surrounding myself with my sideline sisters and brothers and siblings, and going and experiencing that joy together, that learning together. That's what made it. That's what absolutely made it for me. Wasn't just that, would I have danced the same and felt the same had I gone on my own? No. Would I have still enjoyed it? Absolutely. And that's not for me to say that if you haven't got anybody to go with, don't come. Like, do. Because sometimes when you go on your own to places, magic happens, right? But if you've got friends that you're running with in your circles, get them together, get yourselves a table together, come and experience that joy together. If you buy a table, come and tell the hive if you've got spaces on your table, so that then you can make friends in the run up. So for those of you that might be sat there going, I really want to go, but I'm scared of going on my own, let's create community before we do it. So yeah, they're my thoughts heading into this week. My intentions for this week is to continue selling it out. I came to Be Inspired on my own in October, and it changed my life. Alex, yes, it did. It absolutely did. And you're speaking on the stage this time. You've gone all in. Such was the experience that you had at Be Inspired, that you're on that journey now to be part of delivering those conversations that matter. And I couldn't be more proud to be working with you. So, my lovely lot, let me know what your intentions are for this week. What's going to make this week a win? Wins for this week for me is to finish off curating that exhibitor list. So if you do want to exhibit at the expo, at Be Inspired, we have a whole business area where we drive traffic to you, we lift you up. We still got sponsorship opportunities for Be Inspired. If you want to know more about them, just put sponsorship or expo in the comments, and the team will send you over the brochure. You can have a little look. If anybody wants to have a chat with me about it and how it will benefit you, drop me a DM. All right, my loves, have a bloody wonderful week. I can't wait to see you on Wednesday for more Showing Up, Wising Up and Rising Up. And also, one last thing before I go, we are looking for Flight Squad. So we want members of the team, or we want to ask you to become members of the team for the events. I'm having a town hall meeting on Monday the 6th of February to give you more details. There's going to be a post specifically about it in the Hive today and out on my socials today. But if you want to be a part of the Flight Squad, we are looking for people who are high energy. We're looking for people who have an understanding of what inclusivity means. We are a queer-friendly space. We are a culturally friendly space. We are a accessibility-friendly space, a disabled-friendly space. So if you've got knowledge of that, and that is a part of your core values, then we want to know from you. If you are a mental health care practitioner and you want to be part of the flight squad, we need 2 people who are qualified mental health care practitioners to come and support our squad on the day and support people in the room. Not that I'm intending that anybody need it, but it's good to have that support that's available with professionals on hand. Then make sure you get yourself to our town hall meeting, which is online. So we're not going to meet in anybody's town hall, but we will be meeting online. All details will be out in your emails. It'll be in the Hive. It'll also be across the socials. But if you do want to get involved with that, make sure you have the 7 p.m. on the 6th of February. That's a week today in your diary. And get yourselves along, and we'll be opening applications up. And that team's going to be headed up by our glorious Lindsay McGlone, who's going to be joining me on the meeting as well. All right, that is everything now. I've told you everything I need to tell you. Cheers. Here's to carbohydration and caffeination this Monday. Jackie Jones, defo interested in the flight squad. It's colourful, beautiful. Jackie, send me a DM and I'll send you the details. That'd be fantastic. So, all right. I'll see you in a bit. Have a good week. I'll see you on Wednesday for more Showing Up, Wising Up and Rising Up. And I'll speak to you before then anyway.